What's up, guys? It's Patricia from tarantulaheaven.com. We have Miss Spidey over here, my grandma Stola Rosea, and she is doing her favorite thing, or at least her favorite thing this summer, which is laying in her jar lid. She just got comfy a few minutes ago while I was making another video. So maybe she'll kind of move around and shift around for you, but I think she's very comfy. She loves laying in this thing. And she's basically just being an 8-legged cat right now. But anyway, very excited about what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about a little bit of research I did because I noticed something with my basement spiders. I've made a video before about the spiders that live in my basement and how me and my boyfriend are kind of choosing to not do anything with them. We want them to stay there, or at least I want them to stay there, and he's complying. And he's respecting that I'm doing spider research with these spiders, so he's not gonna hurt them or put them outside or anything like that. I made an interesting observation with a new set of basement spiders and it was a very interesting observation. I noticed that one of the spiders, actually, one of the spiders was catching a lot of creepy crawlies that live in my basement. And normally I don't mind at all because bugs that I'm not too fond of live in the basement. And so the spiders kind of save me from doing ethical torture on myself about centipedes, which I really don't like. But I also feel bad about killing any critter. So, or like even just like taking it outside, I'm just not good like that. But anyway, I saw this spider catch another spider in its, well, I didn't see it catch the spider, but I noticed that there was a spider that was caught in the web and the other spider was wrapping it up while it was still alive. And I first like freaked because the spider that got caught in the web looked about the same size and color as Blinky, my baby Arizona blonde, who's actually not a baby anymore, just never grows. And I was like, oh my God. And I had to think, I was like, have I opened Blinky's tank? And how would Blinky get from the second floor to the basement? I don't know. But it wasn't Blinky, it was like a regular spider. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I didn't know that this would happen. I mean, I know that spiders are opportunistic creatures, especially when they live in a basement or outside or wherever, where they're just kind of like not in a tank or whatever. But I was perplexed. I was thinking that maybe this spider is going to get out of the web, but he was actually really stuck. And I went through like a moral journey of like, should I free this spider or not? And I decided to let nature take its toll for science, for my science. And yeah, so that spider ate the other spider that was caught in its web. But here's something interesting. A few days later, after that spider was, died, it was actually pushed to the outside of the web because it was of no use anymore. I noticed another spider enter the web, and this was more of like a daddy long leg spider. I'll insert some videos. So the original spider was like more like a stumpy kind of spider. Like it looked like it had a big abdomen and like short pointy legs. Actually, when I was filming, I was wondering if it was a black widow because it looks like it has some coloring, like some bright coloring on the abdomen. I'm not sure. I don't even know if black widows like are in my part of the world, but I'm gonna do some research into that. And this spider that entered the web was like more of like a daddy long legs, like really small body, very skinny long legs. And honestly, I was very surprised. And these spiders sat on opposite ends of the web for several days. They didn't go towards each other, they didn't bother each other. And I was trying to think, like, why would this spider not have an issue with this web? This spider didn't get stuck. The other spider's not bothering it, is not thinking about it as prey. They must be having some sort of communication with each other, but they're not. they're not going near each other really. Like, it's not a big web. It's only a few inches, the whole web, but like, you know, one's over here and one's over here, and they're not making any type of contact or trying to. And that went on for days. Like, the spiders were on the web doing their own thing. And it's very strange. And as of today, the daddy longleg type spider is no longer on the web, but they have not fallen victim to the other spider. I think that spider just decided to leave and find its own web. But I had to look into this because I was like, this is very strange. Why would one spider turn into food and the other one would not? So I did a little bit of research, and I didn't dig too deep into this, but I did find some information that, like, yes, spiders do use other spider webs. And this might be because of like opportunistic hunting of other spiders that invade the web, or spiders do tend to be territorial. They might try to do this as either a survival thing where they're either going to eat the other spider, or maybe they want to steal the other spider's food, or maybe they want to have the other spider's hunting grounds. So that didn't really explain why two different species of spiders would live on the same web. Maybe they were going to like secretly work together to catch bugs, even though I didn't see any new bugs enter the web during this time. But it seems like it's not unusual for another spider to enter a spider's web. And this particular thing was interesting because in the research I did, it said common house spiders tend to be territorial and do not share webs willingly, especially females, which are less likely to move about. They tend to be more stationary. So I wonder if the original spider who had the web was a female and the other daddy longleg spider was a male who was just kind of visiting for a second before he moved along. And maybe that's why they didn't fight or try to hurt each other, or I don't know. There are social spiders, colony spiders, just as there are some communal tarantulas. You know, very few species of tarantulas can live together, but it does happen. The same thing happens with regular spiders. And I did actually find some very interesting information about personality types and spiders. So scientists found this out by doing a study on 2 colony spiders, so certain species of spiders that tend to live in colonies. And they put them in, these 2 spiders, in a small container together overnight. And they said that if both spiders were in the middle of forming a web, one might be docile and one might be having an aggressive personality. If both spiders were facing opposite, then they knew they were both aggressive and no web building would take place. So with the aggressive personality type in spiders, these spiders carry out important roles in the colony, like defending it from predators, building on the web, and also hunting. So it seems like when it comes to colony spiders, the aggressive spiders kind of have more of a protective role. And if there's a docile personality type in the colony spider, these have a very important role. While they're maybe not hunting or protecting the web, they're actually caring for the spiderlings and the egg sacs. So these 2 types of spiders really do make up the entire colony and help it survive. These docile natured spiders are less likely to eat the young, whereas the aggressive personality type of spiders probably would. So everybody works together. And I guess that's a lot like ants. Like, ants in a colony have very specific roles and everybody just kind of follows their role. I don't really know if that's what happened with this situation, because these weren't colony spiders and they were like, you know, regular basement spiders, and they were different species. I don't think it was a case of one being like docile or aggressive, but I am very interested to hear if you guys have any advice or knowledge about why would one particular type of spider get stuck in a web and become prey versus another spider, where they actually coexisted somewhat peacefully for a few days. I thought it was fascinating. I mean, it could have just been that because the original spider whose home it was had eaten the other spider, it didn't want to attack the daddy longlegs because it was full. That's possible, but I also find it interesting that the daddy longlegs did not even get stuck. It was able to move on in the other spider's web very easily, which the one that got eaten and stuck did not. That spider was kind of struggling. So I wonder if they're like bodies produce a certain type of chemical or like oil or something that kind of interacts with different webs. That's something I'm going to have to do more research into, but it is fascinating nonetheless just to think about. So let me know what you guys think. Have you ever observed that? I'd love to hear, and I will see you next week for Tarantula Tuesday. Bye.